Okay, board members, we're going into our public comment portion of our meeting. I'll apologize early if I mess up your names, or I'll do my best. First up, we have Angie Alvey with Alpine Academy. And we've got 2.5 minutes. And those of you that are speaking, keep an eye on Miss Lorraine here. She's pretty good at reminding you on the time. So we have more than just
Angie.
Okay, will you state your name, please?
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chair, Superintendent, and members of the board. My name is Ken Staedtler. I'm a former state official, worked for the Department of Human Services for nearly 40 years. During that time, I served as the Director of the Office of Licensing for the Department of Human Services. I am now retired, but do some private sector work, and today I'm representing 20 or more youth residential treatment programs that operate here in the state of Utah, and we have a very important message for you. I'll turn time over now.
I'll just quickly lay some groundwork for Ken. My name is Angie Alvey. I'm the academic director at a residential treatment center out in Tooele County. I'm here with some other academic directors from here in Provo and Salt Lake. We wanted to bring to your attention a matter that's really important. We represent NATSAP today, which is the National Association of Therapeutic Schools and Programs. And this is a large organization that has programs all over the country, hundreds of them in residential treatment, wilderness programs, and they treat a broad spectrum of mental health and behavioral challenges for youth. 72 of those programs are here in the state of Utah. We employ 7,000 Utah residents, contribute over $423 million to Utah's gross domestic product, and pay over $22 million in state and local taxes. So this is according to the study by the Kim Gardner Policy Institute in 2015. A large portion of that revenue flowing through Utah comes from out of state, California in particular. And we're currently facing an interstate regulatory disagreement with the Department of Education in California and Illinois. So those, primarily today, we just want to bring this matter to your attention and inform you that although we don't know exactly what it's going to take to resolve this issue, we do anticipate that there will likely be some level of collaboration required between the USBE and our programs as it relates to special education.
First of all, we affirm that the Utah law that is stated in Utah Code Section, there's Title 62A to 108.1, which Carol Lear, in fact, had a hand in helping us draft some years back, and is still valid. It designates the Department of Human Services Office of Licensing as the state education agency having the statutory oversight for private schools who educate individuals with exceptional needs. Further, their license requires that our schools be certified by a national accreditation agency approved by the State Board of Education. They must also follow the curriculum approved by the board, and our position is that our member programs remain compliant with these laws and therefore are indeed compliant with the interpretation of the California Department of Education. We believe that existing statute and rules and our faithful adherence to them demonstrates this compliance. We do not know what all will be required to resolve the matter with California. We do know that failure to demonstrate compliance with their interpretation will have a material adverse effect on many of our member companies. Our objective is to find a solution that will not impact this board. Thank you for your time. We're grateful for any help or support you may be able to lend to us in the future. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. Next up, we have Trina Packard with Youth Care of Utah.
She's one of our member programs as well, and I happen to know she's at the NATSAP National Organization Conference, so she's not here. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we'll have Victoria Petro Ostler. Hopefully I got that right.
have notes. I'm not texting. My name is Victoria Petro Ostler. I am the mother of a second grader here at Mary W. Jackson Elementary in Salt Lake City. I am the mother of a newly adopted teenager who's taking the English portion of her GED as we speak. And I've got two more in the pipe, a 2- and a 3-year-old who will be joining the forces in 2020 and 2021. I am here before you today to ask the USBE to lead the way on eliminating school grading in the coming legislative session. The timing is appropriate now because of a change in the Senate. I have chosen to send my children to a Title I school. In addition to being a mother at the school, I'm the executive director of the Salty Cricket Composers Collective. We offer free after-school care to all the students there. It's orchestra-based, 15 hours a week. I am intimately acquainted with the school, with the district. I also offer this program at a charter school at Wallace Stegner Academy, which is also Title I. And while testing, I am not a black and white kind of person. I understand the nuance. While testing is absolutely a vital tool that we do need, the way we're rating schools is not reflecting the reality of what's on the ground. Mary W. Jackson Elementary was rated a D. It does not reflect little Iban, whose family moved here from Colombia last year, and he came in speaking literally ninguna palabra in English. And by the end of the year, was receiving instruction and redirection in as many languages as you could throw at the kid. His dibbles, sadly, never reflected the work that the teachers did on the ground. It doesn't reflect Crown, whose family in Pakistan converted to Mormonism and saw the family who did before them burned alive, and the family had to flee under tremendous duress, weathering systems and regulations that they could not fathom coming from their culture. Understandably, Crown and his family needed help assimilating and understanding how to navigate these systems. Sadly, standardized tests and ratings did not account for them either. It didn't account for my son, who at his first grade standard was supposed to be at a 130 level, achieved a 283. Evidence that the teachers are doing the heavy lifting and what they should be with an administration that is fantastic. Please help us. The time is right. I would love to connect you to the organizations who are on the ground trying to make this happen.
Thank you. And next we'll have Aaron Hogg with Davis School District.
Good morning. My name is Aaron Hogg. I'm the principal of Bountiful High School. I have had the privilege of being the principal at 3 different secondary schools, 2 junior high schools and 1 high school. And in that process, I've had the opportunity to hire 3 library media specialists. And I'm here today to talk about the importance of having that position be a certified teacher. This is a critical need in our schools where we discuss literacy at all aspects, all content areas, and this provides another certified educator in the building that has the preparation, the experience to educate these students. Our teachers don't have the opportunity in all content areas to understand all the nuances of research and citation and plagiarism and all the things that they need to teach, and this certified teacher can provide that opportunity. I think it helps a lot too with when we talk about retention, having that ability for the teachers to, in essence, turn a portion of their teaching time over to that certified teacher and receive the support that they need in their own classroom. We gain lots of ideas together as this certified teacher, this professional outreaches to other schools as well with certified teachers, and then brings back those wonderful teaching practices. So I'm here today to really emphasize the importance of a certified teacher in that position in the library media. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we'll have Heidi Matthews with UEA.
Good morning. I'm Heidi Matthews, president of the Utah Education Association, and vote question 1. And awesome librarians today. Love that. Spent 16 years in the library at Treasure Mountain Junior High, and love the hashtag Wasatch Reads. That was awesome. You may have seen teachers and supporters across the state wearing red on Tuesdays and some Wednesdays. That's a hashtag Red for Ed. It's a movement that is sweeping the country of a pro-public education support. And we've seen significant changes in states like Arizona and Oklahoma, North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky, states like Utah, where we are experiencing some chronic underfunding of public education that's led to teacher shortages and high class sizes and inequities across the state. The difference right now, though, is in Utah, we have an enviable position with our kind of Red for Ed movement, and that it's collaboration. The other states, we see protests and walkouts to be able to get there. We have an enviable position with working together. And we saw that right now with question one, the collaboration of people coming together with our schools now and really making a difference for our students. So I really just urge you to be courageous in your support of question one, because it does indicate what we have done together to move public education forward. Another way we look forward to collaborating with you is with regards to addressing the teacher shortage. Licensing decisions, we understand, are largely being made by this body, and we appreciate the many opportunities you've afforded for input. We still have some concerns about supporting a teacher leadership path, and also how the structure allows for some teachers to be learning on the job. But that said, we are hoping to collaborate with another approach where we hope maybe the market pressure will begin to move the needle, where only professionally licensed teachers are in our classrooms. Had an opportunity to speak with Superintendent Dixon and Tilia Longhurst, and really appreciate your willingness to always look for different opportunities. In particular, we're hoping to focus on the organization called Educators Rising, which is a nationwide organization that focuses on getting our younger people interested and engaged in the teaching profession. So look forward to more conversations. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Diane Fisher.
I came to address the current issue of the EBSCO pornography issue that's come to light in the public recently, and of their EBSCO database, which is part of the UEN library. And I speak particularly of the K through 12 portion of the EBSCO database. And I come as a parent with two of my children in a local high school, and I come as a homeschool mom, and I come as a certified public school teacher. And I just wanted to clarify some things and ask for your support in making it safe. I want to thank the UEN, first of all, for shutting down the EBSCO site in a responsible manner. And I've seen this reframed as kind of it's been minimized in the news as a few websites that are slightly risque. That is false. A friend showed me online how easy it was to find information which was very graphic, and I researched it and I documented it. And it has graphic sexual descriptions, sexual marketing to minors, and promotion of illicit, risky sexual behavior. The media has also framed it as a social agenda. The truth is, this is a protect the children of Utah issue. Are we okay with promotion of prostitution to minors? Are we okay with the glorification of violence, sex, and rape? Are you okay with the marketing of sexual material to minors? Are you okay with promoting risky sexual behavior that research shows has severe health, economic, and social consequences? And are we so educationally impoverished that we can't find an alternative to this current untrustworthy site? So my plea and my challenge to you is to protect the children of Utah, protect the youth of Utah, and use your influence to do so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This concludes our public comment part of our meeting today.
Excuse me, I had signed up for public comment.
You did?
I did.
What did I miss?
I don't know. My name's Peter Bromberg, ULA.
Well, I'm not seeing you on my list, but
Well, I
come on
signed
up.
on the sheet outside the table there. I've been waiting patiently for a number of hours.
You might have signed up on the roll.
Well, it was a sign that said sign up for public comment.
Oh, well, you're here, so, and you're at there, so.
Thank you. I
Please say who you are
apologize if
and-
I signed up in the wrong place,
and-
and I appreciate your
Oh.
willingness to hear my comment. My name is
Okay.
Peter Bromberg. I am the Executive Director of the Salt Lake City Public Library, but I'm here today speaking in my capacity as the Advocacy Chair for the Utah Library Association. I also want to address the UEN vote to block EBSCO, but before I say that, I also want to say that ULA supports a vote yes on one in collaboration with UEA and Our Schools Now. In blocking access to the 275 million articles, to over 800,000 students across the state of Utah who rely on these extremely safe, curated, and filtered research databases to do their homework every day, UEN has erred, has made a bad choice. This was a decision that was not made with consideration of the facts. It was based on the report of someone sitting at her kitchen table, putting in keywords for 45 minutes in an unfiltered environment, unlike the heavily filtered environment that this would happen in a school setting. And UEN themselves said during their board meeting that they were unable to replicate these results. The decision to censor these 275 million articles has a sweeping and negative impact on students and teachers across this state. I'm hopeful that with 2 weeks to consider the facts and the impact of their decision, UEN will vote to reinstate that access to the next board meeting, and I am requesting and inviting this board to express that to UEN as well. Public libraries receive challenges like this all the time, and what we don't do is we don't have one person say, hey, I found something that is risque or inappropriate, and we don't lock the doors and say to the other 200,000 residents in Salt Lake City, you can't come in until we sweep the shelves and make sure there's nothing inappropriate here. That's not how we do it. We have a policy that's within a legal framework. We look at the challenge and we look at our policy and we make a decision. One of my concerns with UEN is that they did not have, it's very opaque how this decision was made. There does not seem to be a policy framework by which they said, here are the criteria. And in fact, the federal law and the Children's Internet Protection Act lays out a very specific definition of harmful to minors that begins with the words, taken as a whole. And taken as a whole, the 275 million articles in the EBSCO database do not provide a harmful to minors threshold. And you can say you might find things that are risque, but they don't meet the legal definition of harmful to minors. Additionally, UEN has extremely granular controls that they can employ to block access to students based on titles, based on specific journals, based on levels of access to these databases, and UEN has not taken advantage of those granular controls. UEN's policy, in fact, says that they have a pursuit of higher knowledge. They recognize that such a pursuit may result in network users accessing potentially controversial material that may not be considered of educational value in a school setting. They also say that they advance and promote a world-class public education in Utah, support collaboration and the exchange of information and access to electronic resources for K-12. That's their mission, that's their policy. I ask that they follow their policy, and I ask this board to ask UEN to vote as such and to use your vote on that board to encourage a reversal of this decision. Thank you very much. I appreciate the extra time.
Okay, thank you. So I believe now this completes our public comment portion of our meeting. A few people have been requesting a quick break, and so we'll be back here at 11:02, and we're about 45 minutes or so behind our agenda schedule. So if you'd use this time to get prepared for the next big push of agenda items, that would be great. So back at 10:02.